All right, so today's notes is 3.6, interpreting graphing stories. We've done this before, but now we're going to apply it for when we are using all the mathy terms: domain, range, increase, decrease, constant, maximum, minimum, x-intercepts, y-intercepts, evaluating the graph, all of the things. So first we're going to pick a name from class. All right, so Martel left the house but took 2 minutes to open the gate because the key needs a little jiggle. They proceeded to walk towards the school when they realized they're hungry and decided to go back to hit up the gas station to get some num-nums. They are at the gas station for 3 minutes. It then takes 1 minute to walk to campus, where they meet their homies and decide to go back to the gas station for more num-nums. After 3 more minutes at the gas station, everyone backs back to campus. So let me read this story, but also highlighting what's happening in the graph. So, Martel left his house, but it took 2 minutes to get the gate open. He starts walking to campus, but realizes he's hungry, so he goes back to go to the gas station. He's at the gas station for 3 minutes. Then he comes to school, where he meets his friends. They go back to the gas station. They're there again for 3 minutes, and then they come back to school. So, that was the story in the graph. So first things first, domain. So remember, domain is left to right using that x-axis. So our domain in our problem here starts at 0, ends at 15 on the x-axis. So it's 0 to 15 closed brackets. Domain represents the time it took Martel to get to school. All right. Number 2, and this side is our y up here. Number 2, we're going to figure out range. Now remember, range is bottom to top using that y-axis. So the bottomest part of our graph happens at 0, and the toppest part of the graph has at 45. So this is from 0 to 45. This range represents distance from school. So this represents Martel's distance from school. Increase. So remember, increase. This is using the x-axis going up from left to right. So we'll do this in green. So all of our increasing intervals. Again, we've been doing this, so it should go pretty quick. We go from 4 to 6, and then it's increasing from 10 to 11, and that's it. So we have 2 increase intervals, 4 to 6, and then 10 to 11. What does this represent in our story? All right, this represents, if it is increasing, this was the time in our story where Martel is going backwards. He's getting away from school, because see how these y values go from 15 and then it increases up to 25. So it's increasing. He's getting farther from school. So that's what this represents. Time when Martel is getting farther from school. All right, decrease. Decrease is when we're going to go down on our graph, going from left to right. And again, using that x-axis. So on our graph, where are we going down from left to right? Well, we're going down from 2 to 4. We're going down from 9 to 10. We're going down from 14 to 15. So let's write those in interval notation. 2 to 4. 9 to 10. 14 to 15. All of these are closed brackets because they're all part of the line. Now, what does this mean in terms of my graph for the story? This is when Martel is getting closer to school. Okay, again, when Martel is getting closer to school, right? Look at this. It's going down. Look at his distance. He started at 45 and then he's going down. He's getting closer, right? Now, instead of 45 feet away, he was 15 feet away. And this one starts at 25 feet away and gets down to 0 feet away. I'm getting those from the y-axis, those distance values. All right, Constant. So remember, constant is when the graph is flat from left to right. And again, we use the x-axis. So our constant is flat here. Oops. And that's from time 0 to time 2. Flat here from time 6 to time 9. And then flat here from 11 to 14. So let's write those out. 0 to 2, 6 to 9, and 11 to 14. All of these are closed still. Now what does this represent? Well, if it's flat, this is when Martel isn't moving. Okay, so that first time was when he was jiggling the key at the gate. The second time was when he went to the gas station, got food. The third time was when he got food at the gas station with his friends. Number 4, maximum y value. This is the highest y value, which in our graph, if we look, the highest y value we get is right here at 45. So this maximum of 45 means the furthest Martel gets is 45 feet. The minimum is the lowest y value. The lowest y value is right here. That's 0. Right? So this is the closest Martel gets. And if it's the closest, this technically means he's at school. And the furthest that Martel was when he was at home. All right, last two. So last two, we have to think back to the day before notes, where f of x equals y. So in this problem here, this 4 is our x. So we're looking at 4 on the x-axis. So here's 4 on the x-axis. We're trying to find its y number partner. Here's the graph. The y number partner is 15, right? So what does this mean? Well, x's represent time, y's represent distance from school. So this means at 4 minutes, Martel is 15 feet from school. In this last one here, this 30 is our y. So we have to look at 30 on the y-axis. Here it is. Well, when I go to the graph, and its number partner is 3. So x is 3. So what is this saying? This is saying Martel is 30 feet away after 3 minutes, right? X is 3, x stands for time. Y is 30. 30 is distance away from school. All right, so these are the notes for today. There's homework where you have to go through 3 different graphing stories, answering 3 questions for each. If you have any questions, please let me know.